really fried my brain. I have been working non-stop, about 70 hours a week. See that guy behind me? He's on opioids, I think. Something like fentanyl. I'll probably be picking somebody like him up tomorrow night. Anyway, mainly what I wanted to talk about is judgment and giving people a chance. You know, I'm such a judgmental person. It's something that I'm really unlearning every day. It's the kind of thing, the kind of negativity bias that takes almost constant practice. Well, it takes daily practice for me. Today, or yesterday, last night, I went in to do some overtime at a different station. So a lot of people who I didn't know. The lieutenant introduces me to my partner, says to the guy, says, "That's your new partner," points at me. The guy looks at me and says, "Hey," something like that, or "Oh," something of that nature. Just kind of like really quick and not very interested. And I thought, oh, I think this guy is probably not going to be very friendly. Maybe he doesn't like me very much already because he doesn't really want to engage with me. Maybe he's an asshole. Maybe he doesn't have very good people skills. Maybe he's uneducated. Maybe his parents never taught him, basic courtesy and professionalism. Doesn't that sound like an awful lot to think about someone who has only said one word to me or two words to me? Doesn't that seem like kind of a lot? Well, I realized after the fact that it really is. And it's all a result of my ego, my immature ego that I'm still learning to let go of. So more on that later. But if you don't want to do the work of dissolving your ego until you disappear into the universal consciousness, you could just recognize that you're being judgmental kind of, quickly and prematurely and really unreasonably. And one thing that works for me is give this person a chance to just think, really, what do I know about this person? It's pretty early to be making a judgment. And it's actually too early to be having feelings like being hurt because I think somebody is not going to give me the time of day or doesn't like me or thinks they're better than me or, just thinking that I know what someone is thinking or feeling really, really early on when I first meet them. When I worked with this guy later on today, yesterday and today, he turned out to be incredible. I mean, he was mad cool. And we got on the bus, we got on the ambulance, and our work was, our approach to our work and our work was really, really well aligned. We're both parents. We both bust our asses in order to work and support our families, and we both are working class. So come on, buddy. So we hit it off, not right away, but by the end of the tour, we were buddies. And just thinking about the contrast between how I felt about him at the end compared to the beginning, it really clearly illustrates for me how judgmental and quickly judgmental I was. So that's it for that part. Judgment, give people a chance. It's kind of a simple approach. I really don't want to be judgmental. It hurts me, it hurts other people. It's too much work. All right, so and now a little about my favorite subject, me and work. I've been working a lot. Did I mention that already? Yeah, I've been working every day that I can, and in the department there's work available every day. There's no shortage of work. I have to call around and kind of hunt around and find it because schedules are what they are. I can't just work any place and not sleep. But when I'm working at my regular station in Washington Heights, I can only sleep at most 5.5 hours per night, 5.5 hours per night. And that gets really rough after 3 nights. It starts to feel really hard after 3 nights. So I do that for, if I can help it, if I can plan it, no more than 3 consecutive nights. And then I go to other stations that are much closer. So I can work, 12 hours at a closer station and only spend an hour traveling, versus working 12 hours at my home station in Washington Heights, my assigned station in Washington Heights. I spend 3 hours traveling. Those 15-hour days compared to the 13-hour days, those days, those extra 2 hours to myself, they just make a world of difference. And I'm looking forward to my 90-day probationary period ending. After 3 months, I'll be able to apply for a transfer. I probably won't get it, but I'm going to apply for a transfer so that I'm assigned to a station closer by. In the meantime, I got to find a place to live. My lease is up end of May, but I don't have to worry about that right now. Right now, I got to concentrate on working as much as I can so that I can catch up financially, become financially independent and stable again. And when I get to that point in a few weeks, I'll be able to start slowing it down a little bit. I'll have a better understanding of that at that point of how the department pays overtime. The way that they pay overtime is, kind of funny. Like first of all, there's a 3-week lag time. So if you work overtime from the 1st through the 7th, you won't get that check until the 21st. Which maybe that's is it 2 weeks? No, that's 3 weeks. So anyhow, there's that aspect of it. And then also, as you start to work overtime, the company that you work for, in this case the department, they withhold taxes, right? You're not actually being taxed. It's your employer, the department, withholding the money from your paycheck at a rate that they think you're going to be taxed at. So if you're earning, I think there's a person sleeping there. If you're earning, $10 an hour, you're taxed at one rate, and then if you work overtime, you get taxed at the $12 an hour rate on your way to earning $15 an hour. You get taxed at the $15 an hour rate too. So you get taxed at like 2 or 3 different rates when you work overtime, time and a half. So the end result is that at some point, beyond a certain number of overtime hours, beyond 10 hours of overtime, 50 hours a week total, or maybe beyond 20 hours of overtime, 60 hours a week total, or beyond 30 hours of overtime, 70 hours a week total, the taxes become so exorbitant, so aggressive that they take so much of the money that a lot of guys feel it's not worth it for them to work more than 50 or 55 hours a week. Now, I'm working 70 hours a week right now. Now, fucking 9 o'clock in the morning in Bushwick, and this is the sound that New Yorkers are subject to. Let me just get the hell away from this shit. So that's part of what I mean when I say I have to learn how the overtime in the department is going to work. Got to learn how it's going to work for me. It might be really worth it for me to take 5 to 10 hours a week in overtime and put that towards comp time so that I have some days that I can take off and still be paid on those days, which I'm going to need when I move. I'm going to need to take like a day or 2 days off so that I can unpack and get situated and then relax. I don't know if I will, but it would be nice. And then I think hopefully as my acupuncture practice starts to pick back up again, hopefully I can depend less on overtime, right? Right now the overtime will get me through the lean moments, but if I can start working a regular 36 to 40 hour work week, I'll be able to do less overtime, and I'll be able to treat the EMT job like what it was meant to be originally when I applied for it a year and a half, 2 years ago, which was a supplement, something a dependable thing to fill out my income. Well, anyhow, I hope you have enjoyed hearing some aspects of this video, except for the fucking jackhammer. Doggy, come on, that's somebody's yard. Come on over there. Curb your dog until next time. All right, guys. Bye-bye.